What's up, YouTube? Today I just wanted to do something a little different. I'm going to do a book review today. The book that I'm reviewing today is called The Survivor Personality. The Survivor Personality outlines a few basic characteristics of somebody who is a survivor, adaptable, resilient, non-judgmental, a fighter. Okay, they didn't have a victim mentality. The first quality was adaptable. The survivor personality is very chameleon-like. It goes into talk about what's called the good child syndrome, and we're always taught to be nice and to be courteous and to listen to adults, and we usually carry this into our adulthood. The problem is in certain situations that being nice is not really appropriate. If you're getting attacked on the street, you're not going to be nice to the attacker, but the problem is that a lot of people have this so ingrained in them that they can't turn it on and change their attitude at that point. If you would ask a survivor type personality, are you an optimist or a pessimist? They'd probably tell you both. You know, sometimes I'm an optimist, sometimes I'm a pessimist, depending on the situation. Most people just kind of go right into old programming and follow the same path in any kind of situation. The second quality is they're very resilient. They usually bounce back when there's adversity. If something bad happens to them, they lose a business, relationship fails, they get ill, they'll bounce back and they'll restart a business. It's a huge success. Non-judgmental is the next quality. Okay, in other words, they don't try to make really big judgments of something being bad or good. Most of us would look at something and say, oh, this is right or wrong. For them, they might be more likely to say, well, this kind of is what it is. This is very common for survivor types that have been in the military and through war type situations. They take action quickly and they don't really try to judge whether it's right or wrong. Just look at it from the perspective of, did it help the people around them survive? The next quality is they tend to be a fighter. He gives a great example of how cancer patients or people that were giving a diagnosis of being terminally ill, and the doctor told them that they were going to, you know, they only had 6 months to live or 3 months to live. And he studied the people that got this diagnosis, but they didn't die. They actually lived a lot longer. And what he found was that these people didn't accept the diagnosis. They were actually considered the worst patients to the doctor because they just didn't listen to everything they said. Ask additional questions, didn't agree with them, and they were very disagreeable. They just challenged it and challenged it, and these people were the ones that actually that didn't accept the diagnosis actually were the ones that survived. The last quality is, you know, not being a victim. You know that old saying, when going through hell, just keep going? The survivor type never goes, oh, has like the poor me kind of attitude. Even if they were in a bad situation, they didn't act like the victim. They just accepted the situation for what it was, and then they did what they needed to do to get out of that situation or to make it better. You know, when the economy went bad a few years back in my karate school, you know, of course I was worried about the karate school. But I had the attitude of not being a victim. I said to myself, you know, whatever happens, you know, I'm gonna go down fighting. Sometimes the victim mentality really just becomes an excuse. In other words, a lot of other karate schools closed because they blamed it on the economy, but it was just a convenient excuse for them to fail. Don't ever have that victim mentality, because that's just gonna become an excuse to fail. A lot of other schools gave themselves the excuse, and then they closed their business. And you know, in the yellow pages, we went from having like 15 to 20 karate schools to only 3. So our school did really well, even over the course of the economy being really bad. So I suggest this book to everybody. I'm going to put a link down below to the book, and go out and read it. Alright guys, thanks. That was our Wildcard Friday. Thanks for listening.